Apologies everybody, apologies GRL. Codemasters decided that they didn't want me to watch the race anymore, and we are now back in. Doesn't seem like much has changed, although Dylan Sucks at COD is making his way through the grid on those hard tyres now. He's got F to contend with in the Williams at the moment, and is looking very racy on those hard compound tyres, and he's going to go up the inside of turn 9, side by side they go. That's a great move from the Aston Martin, and it's job done, it seems. Preben on the attack on the Williams now as well, going down the inside of turn 10. Side by side these two go, and I think McLaren has just got the edge over the Williams, finds himself up into P9, 2 positions shipped in the matter of corners, and Preben's looking a little bit racy on those old mediums. King Panda now closing down Wong Fei on the medium tyres. He's got the pace to do it. He's going to look to the inside of turn 4. Doesn't quite find the way through. Can't brake late enough to get himself alongside the Williams. But perhaps looks on the exit. Goes toward the inside. Wong Fei gives him the space. Oh, it's very close between the two of them. Very tight racing between the two. And Wong Fei keeps the position for now, as King Panda has to settle for P2 for the time being. Oh, and losing the rear end and just about managing to save it. Incredible job, King Panda, to keep that car on track, but he's going to drop down the order, well, drop away from our race leader at the moment. Moman has made his way up a few positions as well, it seems, and is now on the tail of Josh Gaming, putting pressure on the Aston Martin. Moman, of course, might even try to go to the end of this race if he can, hoping that those hoping that those hards go all the way, and he's already passed Josh Gaming as they come through turn 10. Preben all over the back of Dylan Sucks at COD at the moment. Very racy stuff from the McLaren on old medium tyres. I'm sure the pit window will start to open for a number of drivers. ESW Benjamin finds his way as Wong Fei is into the pits, so the strategies are beginning to come into play now as our race leader has come in. Josh Gaming into the pits as well, so the second stints are fully underway for the likes of Wong Fei and Josh Gaming, and F now as well, as a double stack for Williams has been very well executed indeed. They'll have Wong Fei will have Moman to try and catch up. Cold tyres are very tricky to deal with on this year's Formula 1 game, but I'm sure these drivers will be able to do just that. I'm just going to try and reshare the stream out. I'll try and follow along with some of the action as I do, as Curly has now come into the pits as well for his stop on the hard tyres, and I think that was May setting the fastest lap of the race thus far, if I'm not mistaken. Preben still can't find a way past Dylan Sucks at COD. He's got the pace, it seems, but I don't think the tyres are giving him exactly what he needs to mount an attack on the Aston Martin, and he's into the pits now, so he did display some very good pace. It's going to be a double stack for McLaren, and out comes one McLaren, in comes the next one, and very perfectly timed for the McLaren boys here. Maybe a little bit slower than Preben would have liked, but in and out comes the McLaren onto the hard compound of tyre. Field fairly spread out, although we do have a few cars running fairly close together back here. OP Gamer on the hunt for ESW Benjamin, but everyone fairly spread out. I think that's a crash. It is. I think we might see a safety car for that. That's WTL Curly crashing at the chicane there. I'm surprised it's not come out yet. I suppose it's in a slow sector. We'll ride on board with Sniper just to see. I think Sniper's out of this race, but he's crashed just there, just before the chicane. And wow, no safety car for that. That's a shocker. Not for Codemasters at least. Although Panda's now in and he comes out behind Wong Fei now. Moman finds himself in the lead of this race. Is he going to try and go all the way to the end on those hard compound tyres? They're going to feel absolutely awful by the end of the race. And Panda might have the advantage here. He's not too far away and he's on medium tyres. So the alternate strategy running well for the Alpine at the minute, and could see him into the top positions. But thus far he sits P3. Only penalty going to Fontana at the back. OP and Fate swapping places. It's like OP got his way past the Mercedes after the pit stops. Cold tyres for the Mercedes has been the reason he's struggling for the moment. Ah, the sausage curb, that is so unlucky, Curly. The sausage curbs around here are lethal. They really do need to remove those in real life, I think. They're incredibly dangerous. I mean, look at what happened a couple of years ago in Formula 3. That car went absolutely flying into the barriers at Monza. Get rid of sausage curbs, I think. 3 seconds for OP, just running a little bit too wide on the exit of turn 12, it seemed. Getting himself a 3-second time penalty. That might come back to bite him a little later on as we conclude the race. We're about halfway through now of this 33 lap race, and Moman has the lead of the race thus far, but his tyres are much older than the drivers behind him. Have a look, everybody's made their stops now and has found their way into the pits, and an array of hard tyres, although King Panda and Benjamin on the medium compound. A safety car would allow the hard runners to maybe switch to a softer tyre, but they wouldn't want it too early, otherwise they won't be able to benefit. Moman and Nilsey are going very late into this race, and Preben's out of the race. He's crashed at turn 3. That is a safety car, so just as I've been talking about it, the safety car has ventured out onto the track. That is commentator's curse in effect for you right there. Those of you who's followed my commentary for a while would know that I tend to bring out the commentator's curse quite a lot, especially when I'm switching on board with other drivers. But this is played right into Moman's hands, who can now freely pit, more or less, onto a set of medium tyres and come out firmly within the top 3, top 5 maybe. Let's see where he comes out. Dylan is in the pits as well. Nilsey, that's a lapped car, and it's Benjamin. So yeah, top 3. Moman, that was a perfect safety car for him and Nilsey as well. But Nilsey's not going to benefit as much as the Ferrari, but he is going to see himself into the points perhaps, as I think F and May won't just pass him. So there he goes. Last garage, of course, is the Haas garage. So out of the pit lane comes Nilsey and is firmly within the points. But what a change of pace for this race at the minute. Wong Fei now has got all the pressure surmounted on him, as behind him he's got 3 medium compound runners who are going to look to go all out attack and take those positions on the podium. And King Panda and Moman are going to be left to fight it out for the race lead. So these closing laps of this race are going to be crazy. I'll make sure that these two parts of the stream go into the same playlist. All of my, I try and put all of my leagues into playlists so that they're easily found, and people can go back and watch and just find where they are. There'll be timestamps as well. I won't put any timestamps in this video, but there'll be a timestamp for sure in previous, just to skip you forward to different qualifying sessions throughout. But we wait for the safety car to close up. And a topic of conversation I had with my usual co-commentator last night was that I think that the lap cars should be able to unlap themselves in the F1 game. It seems like a fairly simple thing to do. all they would need to do is allow for the lapped cars to go ghosted once they catch back up to the field and go around the track once more. It seems fairly simple. They can ghost through the safety car as well. Wouldn't be too much of a problem, I think, for them to implement in the game. And the same as implementing the garages moving for after championships. There's a lot of minor things that aren't in the F1 games that I really think should be in there, just to make it that little bit more immersive, you know. I mean, you lose out so much of the immersion, I guess, when you don't have some of these little things, and especially the unlapping yourself. It's when you've become lapped, you think, okay, I'll just finish the race, I'll go to the end, whatever. But when a safety car comes out and you're already lapped and you're forced to sit amongst the field, it's just absolute pain, really. And I think you should be able to unlap yourself, because it's just really not that difficult. But anyway, the safety car is going to be in this lap. Wong Fei will be your effective safety car, once again having until the safety car peels into the pit lane to the timing line to find the place to set this race off once again. And it's going to be a challenge for the Williams, who's going to be struggling on those hard tyres. They're incredibly difficult to get the temperature in, especially when you're under safety car conditions and having to go at certain speeds. So it's all on the shoulders of Wong Fei. He's got the pace to do it, but he's got three softer compound runners behind him. Oh, and maybe a 5-second penalty, so that charge back into the points perhaps off, as he's had a collision with somebody. But this race is back underway now. Moman's on the attack. Panda has been left sleeping a little bit as well. Dylan and his teammate Josh are fighting away there, but it looks like Dylan is going to get the better of his teammate. And here comes Nielsen now. Oh, had a look at back down the inside of the Aston Martin. No dice for the Haas car at the minute. Wants to stay in the points if he can. He does have a penalty to contend with as well. That might come to bite him later on. Dylan sucks at Cod all over the back of the Mercedes of Fate as well, who is chasing after OP Gamer. These guys incredibly close as well. Dylan sucks at Cod's got ahead of the Mercedes now at turn 4 and is on the back of that McLaren already. The McLaren quite close to the back of the Red Bull too. King Panda now catching back up to Wong Fei. Those mediums now coming into their own. Benjamin got an awful restart and has found himself way back from the top runners in the top 3 places. Dylan Sucks-Cod's got a lot of pace in that Aston Martin at the moment, and starting on those soft tyres means he's got those mediums to try and get his way up the field. OP Gamer's got a 3-second penalty, so they're not really fighting for position at the moment. We keep an eye on the top as we follow in the midfield at the minute. 2 Aston Martins sandwiching a lone Mercedes as they come through the final corner. Got a yellow flag. That looks like Fontana having a spin at the chicane. That is a shame for the Haas driver. He has been lamenting at the back all race long and continues to do so. King Panda on the back. Fate getting a 3-second time penalty now. So he will be losing that place to Josh Gaming for the time being. As if things were to end the way they are. Josh Gaming quite close to the back of the Mercedes now, trying to find a way through. No way through at the moment. Has a little look on the inside of turn 5. Doesn't quite find the space to make an attack. Roman very close. Another spin for Fontana. Not the best evening for the Haas driver as our rest of the field come through turn 9 at the moment. This is quite the battle that has erupted after this safety car restart, and Dylan Sucks at Cod is trying to find his way past the McLaren of OP Gamer, who is on that slower compound of tyre and is slowing down the Aston Martin, it seems, as he's desperate to find a way past, as Benjamin has now broken away. So when the DRS comes on, which will be on this lap, when they come around to the start-finish straight again on the next lap, there will be a decent attack mounted from Dylan, I'd imagine, as they come down turn 1. How about King Panda? He's getting close. He's putting the pressure onto Wong Fei. He's making sure that Williams knows that he's there and knows that he's on fresher tyres, putting the pressure on nicely, filling up the mirrors of that Williams car. Josh Gaming doing the same thing to the Fate a little bit further back. These two on the same compounder tyre, so equal measure for the two battling away for P7. Although the Fate has got that time penalty, which means P7 will be awarded to the Aston Martin anyway, as OP Gamer now goes a little bit deep on the exit of turn 5, and that might open the door for Dylan to perhaps mount an attack as they come up the hill. But a little mistake from Dylan now, as he loses a chunk of time to the McLaren, which brings the Fate back in closing distance of the Aston Martin. No moves being made at the front, no moves in the midfield either. How about May and Nilsey going side by side now. Nilsey's going to go the long way around. That's Benjamin. He's off the circuit. He was running in the top 4, and now he is lamenting outside of the points after a slight mistake. And Nilsey managing to keep his position and is promoted up to top 8, into the top 8 after Benjamin's spin. Fastest lap from Wong Fei, so he's doing everything he can to keep those faster cars behind him. Dylan has dropped way back from OP Gamer now. OP has managed to open up the gap. Perhaps some mistakes from the Aston Martin have allowed this to happen, but here goes King Panda then. He has to look to the inside as Wong Fei goes very wide, struggling for grip, goes all the way around the outside. Does the Williams. The King Panda sticks it on the inside. They're going to continue to go side by side now. The inside becomes the outside for the Alpine. Looks to switch and go underneath him. He does, perhaps not quite close enough to mount an attack into turn 7. Incredible defensive driving from Wong Fei to keep King Panda at bay for the time being. He's going to have to continue to do that for another 9 laps of this race if he wants to stay on that top step. Roman getting involved as well here. The Fate and Josh Gaming now finally locking wheels and doing battle on the circuit rather than chasing after one another, and a little bit of contact has meant the Fate can keep that position for now. But Josh Gaming is all over the back of that Mercedes and will have that position no matter how hard he fights. Nilsey has been dragged back into this fight, as well as May and F, so there is a big battle erupting as well, and Dylan sucks at Cods into the pit lane. Is that damage for the Aston Martin? It must be. Why would he be pitting this late into the race? That is a huge shame for him. It'll be a set of soft tyres and a wing change for the Aston Martin, which will see him drop way back. He's had such good pace during the entirety of this race. It's such a shame to see him. And King Panda has actually taken the lead. I missed that as I was following along in the midfield. I do apologise, but King Panda now in the lead of this race, getting past Wong Fei. Must have been in towards turn 1 along the DRS straight. So Wong Fei now has to turn his defence into attack and try and get back ahead of the Alpine. But he's also got Moman in the Ferrari to contend with as well, who's had an incredible drive from the back of the grid all the way into P3, and that safety car really helped him get into that position. Josh Gaming ahead of the Fate now. It seems I've missed that one as well. Lots of overtakes happening, lots of action on the track, lots of battles going on. We've got a fight for P5 that is consisting of 5 cars in this battle at the moment, all contending for that 5th position on the grid. And F getting his way past May as well, our championship leader, who has been struggling in this race alongside his teammate, who finds himself now back into the points after Dylan Sucks-Cod has had to come in for an unplanned pit stop. And Side Panda has been overtaken again, so down the DRS straight, Wong Fei must have got straight past, doing an incredible job. These two are going to be scrapping all the way to the end, and Moman is going to be sat there behind him, just licking his lips, hoping for a collision or some big mistakes from the two ahead of him, hoping to find his way up a couple more places and maybe onto the top step. The Fate chasing all over the back of this Aston Martin at the minute. They've broken away now from the likes of Nilsey, leaving him to fend off the Red Bulls and the Williams of F. Oh, a little bit of overtaking now as F is trying to make up some moves up the inside of turn 7. This is carnage through turn 7. How have they all got through there cleanly? That's amazing racing from these guys. What an incredible show. And Nilsey continues to fight in amongst this battle, but F leads this train of cars now, possibly free riding to turn 10. No, Nilsey looks for a way through the inside though on the Red Bull, and Benjamin forced to go all the way the long way around, and is now back into P9, and is actually ahead of his teammate as well, who's been struggling in this fight amongst the guys at the back. Wong Fei says the fastest up again, and Panda's going to go on the attack once more. It's going to be the inside for the Alpine. It is side by side they go into the first corner. There's contact, not left enough room was the Alpine, and around he goes, rear wheel into front wheel, and those tyres not getting not allowing for King Panda to straighten back up, and finds himself on the grass, and there's more contact in the first corner as Nilsey hits F now, and F is sent spinning at the first corner. That is such a shame for these drivers, and King Panda especially, who those tyres, he needs to try and go slowly and let them cool down. But he can at least salvage 1 point from this race, but that's a huge shame. And we might be seeing that one in the stewards' room a little bit later on. Oh, that was a lot going on in a short space of time. I do love these crazy races, but it does play havoc on my voice. But OP Gamer now finds himself back into the top 3, but it won't be long-lived, as Josh Gaming is still within that 3 seconds of the McLaren. We'll have a look at the penalty situation. Right now it's 5 for Nilsey and May, and it's 3 seconds to both OP Gamer and the Fate in his Mercedes. And now it's Moman to contend with Wong Fei. So it's Williams versus Ferrari. It's like the 90s all over again as these two come through turn 3. Wong Fei has had incredible pace, especially on those hard tyres. 3 second time penalty now for F. Is this another yellow flag? Some more carnage perhaps in the midfield. Maybe just the lapped car trying to get himself out of the way following those blue flag conditions. Benjamin putting the pressure now on Nilsey, trying to find a way past the Haas. Not quite going to find it. Oh, and there's contact. He brakes so late, and he just clips the rear wheel of that Haas and has got himself some front end plate damage. That is not going to help his campaign to get past the Williams, and all he's got to the Haas, sorry, and all he's got to do is stay within 3 seconds. But that might be hard now that he's going to have the understeer of that front wing damage. Dylan Sucks at Cod might find himself back in the points after after some damage and an unplanned pit stop. And he's got it all to do though. He'll probably get past Panda, who's had to go back onto an old set of medium tyres for the end of this race. No, not an old set, sorry, but he's got those tyres under control, at least, after heating them up. But it's huge commiserations for the Alpine driver, who was running so well, battling for the lead, and just battling a bit too hard. And Wong Fei not leaving enough space. That might be closely looked at by the stewards later on. Red Bull still are mounting an attack on the Haas cars. But one struggling for pace on 20 lap old hard tyres, and the other with wing damage. I think Nilsey might just get away with a P6 or P7 if it stays as it is. Moman struggling to catch up. Not a lot of ERS between them, although Moman does have the advantage. That's May getting past his teammate now, and he's doing well to keep those hard tyres within an operating window. That is working for him at the moment. It's been a very long race, and we are in the closing stages. Just 4 laps left to go after this one, and that's Moman. Oh no, Moman has had a spin now after chasing up for the lead, and that's going to drop him way back. He's drove an incredible race, but now finds himself with a time penalty and in P4, which means Josh Gaming now gets promoted into P2 if all things end their way, and a 7-second gap to the lead will see Wong Fei take victory here at Spain, barring any late lap drama. May's found his way past Nilsey now, but Nilsey's going to go back on the offensive and try and get his way past the Red Bull if he can into turn 1. Doesn't quite. He closes in though on that Red Bull and has got the tyre advantage over it, and May gets another 3-second time penalty. So our championship leader racking up the penalties, which isn't going to help him score as many points as he would like to. And Moman, despite his struggles, may see himself taking the lead of the Drivers' Championship tonight. Our closest battle on track now, the 2 Red Bulls and the Haas car all fighting it out in the midfield for the moment. Our race leaders have fallen away. Josh Gaming though is looking to try and get ahead of OP Gamer perhaps on track if he can. Moman still has a shot of getting back in range of the podium places, but even then that penalty is going to foil those plans for the Ferrari. Panda is close up to the back of F now, and he'll get that position off of him as Dylan Sucks Cog gets a penalty. So a chance at points for the Aston Martin after his late pit stop are dwindling at this present moment. Nilsey again very close to the back of this Red Bull. The race has kind of petered off after a while. King Panda now making a move for P9, and he would have had that if he didn't get past the Williams now, but racing very well to try and claw back as many points as possible. And I think P9 might be the highest he'll achieve tonight, unless he can get within the penalty range of a few of the drivers ahead of him. I think there's some big penalties up there, with May having the biggest, it seems. 8 seconds for May, 5 for Nilsey, and 3 seconds for OP Gamer, Moman, The Fate, F, and Dylan Sucks at COD as well. We'll keep those penalties up there so we can try and work out where drivers are going to end up toward the end. We are coming on to the end of the penultimate lap. No, we're not. We've just started the penultimate lap. And Josh Gaming has now closed up to the back of the McLaren, and getting the position on paper is not good enough for the Aston Martin. He wants it on track. These two are tied on points in the championship thus far, and so Josh Gaming will want to get ahead of the McLaren if he can. Close rivals in the Drivers' Championship, and they're going to be that on track. Has a little look around the outside. That's the Aston Martin. There's been contact further back. That's Nilsey and May both off the circuit. I didn't catch what happened, but again an incident at turn 1 between a couple of drivers. That is a huge shame. They're going to continue to run in the points, but Nilsey drops now back behind King Panda, and King Panda with an opportunity to try and score a few more points after his spin. Won't catch Benjamin, who benefits from that as Josh Gamer now finds his way past the McLaren, goes around the outside of turn 10, gets into P2 now and gets it done on track. Wong Fei is coming round the final corner to start the final lap of this race. The Fate is now on the back of Moman. These two are fighting for positions. They've both got a 3-second time penalty, so this is the fight for P4 a little bit further back here as we watch them come round the track and begin their final lap. A lot of battles going on toward the back. OP Gamer looking to try and get back ahead of Josh Gaming. Not quite going to work. How about the Fate? He's got no ERS left in the tank at all. Neither does Moman, so it's a straight fight. No ERS for these drivers. So it's all going to come down to the driver's skill and efficiency of driving this circuit. And the Fate thus far unable to find a way past the Ferrari in order to get himself into P4, but the door has opened now perhaps. No, the Ferrari's just got a little bit more to give with those medium tyres, and the hards are definitely not doing the best against this Ferrari. Through turn 7 and 8 for the final time for these two. They're nose to tail as they come through turn 9, and it's the move going to be on. He's closing and closing as the Mercedes Moman goes defensive, defends that inside line. The Mercedes looks to go up and under, but doesn't quite manage to do it. And we're going to cut back to the front as Wong Fei, a great performance, a great defensive drive, and a win for the Williams driver. Josh Gaming is going to come home in P2 after all the carnage toward the front, with OP Gamer getting himself on the podium as well. These two championship rivals are inseparable at the minute, and are going to continue to be so, it seems. Moman is going to come home in P4, an incredible drive, and he will get driver of the day. The Fate has a little spin at the exit of the final corner, but comes home to take P5. Benjamin will come home in P6 after a bit of a up and down race for the Red Bull. Claws back a decent spot. May is going to drop down the order a little bit, I think. Yeah, he does. King Panda gets himself into P7 though, after that contact he had with our race winner. Moman deservedly getting himself driver of the day. He started at the back and he finished up in P4. What an incredible drive from him. And there he is, our race winner, Wong Fei, taking the top step of the podium. Maybe seeing maybe a few words from the stewards perhaps after this evening, but at the moment he won't care about that. He'll be celebrating that race win, lifting aloft the trophy for the Williams team here in GRL Tier 2 as the champagne is let loose upon the crowd. Anyway, Wong Fei is your race winner this evening, and joining him on the podium are Josh Gaming and OP Gamer. Just Moman and the Fate round off the top 5 then, with ESW Benjamin, Sai Panda, F, Nilsey and May making up the rest of the top 10. Dylan Sucks at COD is your P11 finisher and gets the fastest lap. I'm not sure whether I'll get a point for that or not. I'm not sure if anyone can get the point for fastest lap. I'll have to get some clarification for that. I think Sniper and Fontana finishing P12 and 13, with Preben and WTL Curly unfortunately not able to finish the race. Wow. Oh. Voice is a little bit gone after that one. There was a lot happening in that race. Excuse me. But great entertainment throughout, and a great race, as I said, we had before. This championship is seemingly heating up, and next week we go to Monaco for a race around the streets of one of the oldest Grand Prix on the calendar. So hopefully I'll be able to make that race for you guys, and so if I can, make sure you tune in to the channel at the usual time. I think we might, depending on whether it's full qualifying or not for that. But I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed this race as much as I did. Some incredible racing display from the guys over at GRL, and I'm having lots of fun commentating with you guys on a Saturday evening. But anyways, I'm going to go and get myself a nice cold drink. I very much appreciate you guys leaving a like on the stream and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. All of the support from you guys really does help me out. Round 7, is it round 7? Was this round 6? I can't remember. It was round 6, so round 7 will be next week on Saturday. Hopefully I can see you guys all then. But for now, I have been Sumo Gilligan, and I will see you next time we take to the racetrack. Goodbye now.